Hey there guys, how's it going? Back with another video. So, quick post-fight review. I just got done watching the Tony Yoka Christian Hammer heavyweight fight that just took place over in France. And yeah, Tony Yoka defeats Christian Hammer over a 10 rounds by decision. I was vaguely curious about this fight, and the reason why is because I was curious to see how Tony Yoka would look against a wily, experienced veteran like Christian Hammer, because Christian Hammer is a heavyweight contender who has been around for a long, long time. I mean, he's been in the ring with so many quality big heavyweights, like he's fought the likes of Tyson Fury, Marius Vac, Alexander Povetkin, Luis Ortiz. He has some pretty good victories, some underrated victories over the likes of David Price, um, Erkan Tepper, and several others. So he's been a guy who's been around for a while. Like I said, he's a wily veteran, and I was curious to see how Tony Yoka would look against him, because Tony Yoka hasn't really done nothing yet in his career. Hasn't fought anyone, besides the likes of a shot Johan Dubois and Dave Allen. Other than that, he's done nothing. And he had a decent amateur background, beat Joyce and whatnot, but as a professional, he hasn't been proven at all. And I was curious to see how he would do against somebody as experienced and as seasoned as a guy like Christian Hammer. And to be honest, I wasn't really impressed. This was a very close, competitive fight. It was a very scrappy fight at times, as I suspected it would be, based on the inexperience of Yoka and just the crafty veteran experience of Christian Hammer. But with a top prospect, or somebody who you expect is a top prospect, somebody who's a potential future champion, you'd expect him to prevail, particularly against this version of Christian Hammer, who was in awful shape. Like he showed up fat and out of shape and didn't really look too motivated. And I couldn't help but thinking while I was watching that had he been in better shape, he might have actually beat Tony Yoka. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, I wasn't really that impressed. Very scrappy fight, very close. Hammer was able to get inside way too easily, and Tony Yoka showed no ability to defend himself inside. It kind of reminds me of when he fought David Price, for example. When Christian Hammer fought David Price, it was a similar situation there. He was getting inside too easily, and he just broke him down. It's just that Price didn't have the chin or the stamina to keep him off. And Tony Yoka obviously did have the chin and the stamina, but again, he's fighting a very out of shape, washed up, seemingly washed up version of Christian Hammer. So it's hard to really say how we judge this performance, but he did look decent when he let his hands go. I mean, he showed a good jab when he used it. I mean, he was very much neglecting the jab. He had a decent enough right uppercut, which I was wondering why he wouldn't throw more. I was thinking if he would throw that uppercut more, while Christian Hammer's coming forward, he could have maybe forced a stoppage. And there was also a head clash early in the fight, where Christian Hammer suffered a cut, and it didn't really dictate the fight at all. But yeah, there was a point deduction too. Hammer suffered a point deduction for hitting on the break, and I think it was a little bit harsh. He didn't really get an adequate warning, but it is what it is. It didn't make a difference. It was obvious that Tony Yoka was going to win. But yeah, nonetheless, it was a pretty scrappy and pretty boring fight with Tony Yoka just not really impressing. A very underwhelming performance from him. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say. Tony Yoka wins by decision. He has a lot of work to do before we talk about him fighting the likes of even the Daniel Dubois Joe Joyce winner. You can forget about Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. I mean, forget it. Just not even bother, because he would get wrecked by any one of those guys. Need to see him against the likes of Ajit Kabayel or Gerald Washington or guys like that before we know, whether or not he has the potential. I mean, let's stick him in with Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora or Alan Babbage or one of these guys. Let's see how he looks in those fights. So let me know what you guys think anyway. This was just a quick post-fight review. I've got nothing else to say, really. Thanks for watching. And yeah, God bless.